I'm Pastor Stuart, and in this video I'm reviewing another of my favourite New King James Version Bibles, and that is the personal size Quentel from Schuyler. And the personal size Quentel is a smaller version of the full size Quentel. In this video I'll be looking at this Bible's readability, its features, its build quality, and its portability. Let's start with the readability. This Bible features an 8.5 point font, and that's not very big. However, the print is very clear, as you can see. It has good space between the lines. And also the text is a line match, which means that line number 3 there corresponds to the exact same place as line number 3 there. And what that does is it reduces the impact of show through from the other side of the page. This is a red letter version, so the words of Jesus are in red, and this text is in paragraph format, so it's not verse by verse, where each verse starts on a new line. The text is arranged in paragraphs. I find this Bible easy to read, and I score the readability 4 out of 5. As you can see, where the text is prose, the text fills the columns, and poetry is arranged somewhat differently. As you can see, there is indented text, and the text doesn't fill the columns for poetry. As I mentioned, this is red letter. The words of Jesus are in red, and it's a nice dark red. It's not a faint pink. It's a nice dark maroon colour. So the readability scores 4 out of 5 for this Bible. Let's now consider the features. You can see that there are quite a number of cross-references at the bottom of the page. What I like is that these lead chapter and verses to which the cross-reference pertains is in red, which makes it easy to spot. I also like the fact that footnotes are separated from cross-references. So for example, just to quickly look at another Bible here, this is probably not a good example because there are no footnotes at all, they're just references. There's a footnote. In this Bible here, this is Thomas Nelson's giant print, personal size Bible. You can see that the footnote is amongst the references, which makes finding the footnote longer because you have to search for the reference and then find the footnote, whereas here the footnotes are separated from the references, so they are easier to find. There are at least 60,000 cross-references as far as I am aware. And this Bible has the full set of translator's notes. The New King James Version translator's notes are excellent. They include textual notes, explanatory notes, alternative translations, and literal translations. So for example, here in John chapter 4 and verse 46, notice how bold the verse numbers are. That's great, especially for a paragraph Bible, because it means that it's much easier to find the verse you're looking for. But if we look here at verse 46, and it says, "And there was a certain nobleman," you'll notice the superior numeral 2 next to nobleman, indicating a footnote, and it's an explanatory note saying royal official. And This Bible, as I mentioned, it contains the full set of translator's notes. There are other New King James versions that only have an abridged version of the notes. So, for example, in this Bible again, the giant print personal size New King James version from Thomas Nelson, for John chapter 4 verse 46, there's no footnote at all for that verse. There are other footnotes, as you can see there, the textual one, but this basically has an abridged version of the notes. It doesn't have the full set, whereas this personal size Quentel has all of the translator's notes, which is wonderful. In addition to that, there is some lined paper at the back of this Bible, should you wish to write some things down. I haven't had need of this to date. And there are also Bible maps, 12 of them, and you can see the list of them there. They are good quality maps. That one there covers both pages. Now, missing from the personal sized Quentel is a concordance. There is a concordance in the full size Quentel, but to keep the size down, they have not included the concordance in this Bible. Unfortunately, they have also left out the index to the maps. So, for example, in the full-sized edition, we have an index to maps, and I really like map indexes because, for example, if you are reading a passage and you want to know where a particular place is, such as Ephesus, it tells you there that you can look at map number 7 at grid reference B2 and it will show you where Ephesus is, and it also features in these other maps as well. I think that's a brilliant feature, and it really wouldn't have been too much trouble. It's only a few pages. I mean, they could easily have included that in this Bible, but unfortunately they did not. It's not the end of the world, but that feature is missing. So I would score the features. I will still give it 5 out of 5 because, to be fair, if I was reviewing another Bible where the full-size edition didn't have an index to maps, I would still score this 5 out of 5. So I'm giving this Bible 5 out of 5 for its features, but I do wish that it had retained the index to maps. Let's now look at the build quality of this Bible. This particular edition I'm reviewing is in calfskin leather, which is mentioned on the inside there. I think it's very, very nice. So lovely. It feels good. The raised hubs on the side. This is also available in goatskin leather, which of course would be softer. The reason that I wanted the calfskin leather is because the calfskin leather edition will stay open at Genesis chapter 1 straight away, whereas initially the goatskin leather does not do that. So the calfskin leather edition is not edge-lined. It does have a paste-down liner. As you can see, there is art gilding, a kind of salmon colour when it's open, but when it's closed, you have the gold there. There are 2 navy blue ribbons, which you can see there. I don't really get fussed about ribbon quality. As long as they do their job, I'm quite happy. So there is the ribbon for you. There's 2 of those. Now, one thing I did notice with this Bible is Not sure how well you can see this. The paste down liner at the corner there did begin to slightly come away from the cover. Now, I contacted Schuyler about this, and they told me that's nothing to be worried about. They don't expect it to get any worse. But admittedly, this is a premium Bible, and with some cheaper Bibles that I have, for example, this Thomas Nelson one, that hasn't happened. But they did. Schuyler has an excellent customer service, by the way, and they said it's nothing to worry about. Also, I did notice that initially when I got this, after handling it, there was gold dust left on my fingers. But that was quickly resolved by simply using a dry cloth, a tissue in fact, just to gently wipe the edges, and that resolved that issue. So the build quality is very good. This is definitely a premium product. I would score the build quality 4 out of 5. The only reason it didn't get 5 is because of those 2 issues that I mentioned. So let's consider the portability of this Bible. This is very portable. The size, let's have a look at the size quickly. It's just over 5 inches wide. And just under 8 inches tall. It's not a thick Bible. So this is very portable, very portable. Also, if you want a case for this Bible, the Amazon Basics 8-inch tablet sleeve works very well for this. It's a nice snug fit, but it's very well sized for using with this Bible. So the portability, I would give it 4.5 or even 5 out of 5. Obviously it's not a compact Bible, it's a personal sized, a hand sized Bible, but it can easily fit in my man bag. Now then, that is the portability. What is my overall view of this Bible? This is definitely one of my favourite New King James Version Bibles. I score this 5 out of 5. It's a joy to read from. I really appreciate the fact that footnotes are separated from the references. It definitely is premium, it feels premium. The paper is good as well. It's 28 GSM and it's a good quality paper. Those of you who have previous editions of the full-size Quentel, those editions had 36 GSM paper, but the latest editions of the Quentel have the same 28 GSM paper used in the personal-sized Quentel. I also would like to compare this personal-sized Quentel with Thomas Nelson's personal-size giant print Bible in the New King James Version, featuring Thomas Nelson's comfort print. As you can see, both of them have a very similar layout. They are both double column, and they have references at the bottom of the page. The Thomas Nelson personal-sized Bible features a bigger font. It's 11.5 point, and so this is clearly more readable. However, it does not have the full set of translator's notes as we observed before, whereas the personal-sized Quentel does. Also, as mentioned, the footnotes are separated from the references, and that makes using this a lot more convenient. than using footnotes in the Thomas Nelson personal sized Bible. Also, of course, this personal sized Quentel is a premium product, whereas this edition of the personal sized giant print from Thomas Nelson is not. But that does mean that this is a lot more affordable than the personal sized Quentel. So I'll just zoom out so that you can see them both together. The personal sized Quentel is also much smaller, well, not much smaller, but it is a bit smaller than Thomas Nelson's personal sized Bible, but both are lightweight and both can be held comfortably in your hands for extended periods of reading. So that's my review of this Bible. Please press the like button if you enjoyed this review, and please be sure to subscribe for more Bible reviews and sermons as well. Thank you for watching. God bless.